Hey there, remember this part of the property is where we're going to start to make a driveway. This was the first season that we were there, so all of this burning is in preparation for cutting down all the trees to make this driveway that we're going to show you. So we're going to show you how we put in culverts and show you how we get all of this driveway rock down to begin our driveway
Remember where
area.
the creek is? It's still there, but cleared all the way to the street. We have been busting it. Now, as soon as we can get this trash out of here, I'll be a happy girl. It's all been dumped over here. That's next. Right now, this is what's going on. Clearing the whole entrance to the driveway. Taking out all of this that has to be cleaned up. I'm getting ready to start right there and head on down into the meadow. Only days to do it.
Welcome to Hot Rod Gardens. We're getting ready to start clearing for the driveway at the entrance from the road. A lot of trees to take down. This is the old culvert pipe we got to take out. It's all rusted out. It's a 48-inch pipe. It's broken too. There's a bunch of trash buried in the creek side right there. We got to dig all that out. That's the first brush pile that we started burning. And the driveway is going to go up through that area right there behind the tractor.
It's going to be awesome.
A lot of trash and scrap metal to dig out of the creek. We just cleared up. That's up looking up towards the road where we got to come down that hill and cross this creek after we replace that culvert. But we got a good start on it at this point, but we're just getting started. That's up at the top of the hill. We're doing some bush hogging there, just trying to rough it out and scare the snakes off so we can get to the trees to cut down. There was a lot of that. We worked that tractor to death. It's still going. Couldn't have done it without it. And tree removal. It was probably about a good 4 acres that we cleared by hand. Weed eater chainsaw on that tractor. We limbed up a lot of trees because we didn't want to take them all out. We moved a lot of brush and had a lot of big fires. That's the road up there. We just got all that stuff on the ground. That's looking up the hill. And the creek's right down at the bottom of the screen. That was a big cedar we took down. Here's the road, right off the road entrance. This is right after we removed the old culvert, trying to get the creek cleaned out. It had a lot of rock piled up in all the wrong spots that's washed down in it over the years. We've got the new pipe on site and had a load of rock dropped. So when we set the pipe in there, we can start backfilling it with number 3 rock. But I've got to get all the way down into the creek here in a little bit just to get it cleaned out. I actually drove down in the creek, and it's about 5 foot deep right there where I'm digging right now. But I dug all that bank out to get the scrap metal, and the old farmers just piled junk in it just to keep the bank from washing out over the years. Just kind of had it rigged up. Basically it was some cattle farm before we bought it. There I'm down in the creek dragging that rock and sludge back, getting it out of the way. So I got a good solid base to set my culvert pipe on. And it's at the right angle and the slope and everything, so it drains good. almost ready to set it in there at this point. Got about another 15-20 foot to go, then I can climb back up out of the creek. That's the pipe. The driveway is actually going to go across over there where the pickup truck's sitting. It kind of angles across the creek before it starts back up the hill. There's the new pipe in. Here's the first load of rock to cover the pipe up. The 48-inch. That's number 3 rock. First of many loads. That's all going to get built up right in there about 2 or 3 foot where that truck is driving through there right now. That's our water tank. We didn't have any water. We had a lot of brush fires so that we were burning. We didn't want to catch a place on fire, so we kept a tank on hand. Luckily, we never had to use it. That was 2 sections of 48-inch on the left of your screen, or culvert pipe there. We had to, they're 20-foot pieces. It's 40 foot across there. Driveway's about 20 foot wide. Give us enough room to build a head wall out of slate. A whole lot of slate in. Right off of the road there, you'll see in a little bit that all the slate we hauled in. Here's the first, I don't know, that's probably the 10th load coming in for the slate right off the road. It's about 12-15 foot deep just right there, and we gradually tapered it down to the creek so we crossed that 48-inch pipe that we put in at the bottom of the hill before it starts back up the hill to the top. I think it ended up taking 39 loads of slate to get across the creek. Way more than I thought. Here's where we're at so far. That's 8 loads. It's probably going to take 15 to get down here to the creek. He's going to start tapering it down right there. But it's looking good. He's starting to taper the slate down now. You can see the culvert pipe at the bottom of your screen where we're headed to. Then we'll cap all that slate with the dense grade. It packs in there really well. The slate's a lot cheaper than number 3 stone. When you need that much of it, you try to save all you can, because it adds up in a heartbeat. It turned out good though. It made a real solid road bed. There it is, complete. Looking down that after we capped it with dense grade. We're starting to make the first turn, working our way towards the uphill part of it. Those are the 24-inch culverts that go in, so our ditch line down the driveway as we start up the hill has a place to drain. There they are, finished. Got plenty of turkey on the property. They're fun to watch. is at the very top of the property. We're bush hogging. This is somewhat flat. It's above the pond. You can't see the pond. It's buried in all those trees down at the bottom of the hill, but you'll see it later in the video where we clean it all out. It's looking up the hill at the first turn. We were just getting started getting it cleaned out. On the left is where the new driveway is. On the right, it was a lot steeper. We got our path cleared.
Pretty. We have spent 7 hours clearing this today. Chainsaw and a weed eater, and oh my gosh, we're done. It's time to take a break, but
Well-deserved break right there. We were wore out that evening. Clearing the last little bit, and it was the thickest. This is back at the house. We remodeled our house before we sold it. I had to build a new deck, install a new floor, just stuff we neglected over the years. Finally got it done, got it on the market, and got it sold just in time. Karen's garden back there, we had it looking pretty. Only thing we miss about that place is the lake. There we are putting in a new floor to the house. That's after it was completed. There's our little helper. He was taking a nap. That's our dog Baxter. He's passed on now. He was old. We had a great view of the lake from the deck. That's the back of the house and the shed we built. Good little stepping stone. Karen transplanted a lot of her plants from there that are growing up on the property now. We got a pretty good sized garden put in now. This is going up the hill, the driveway, the second phase of it. After we got the house finished and sold, we got back to work on the driveway. After we crossed the creek, this is going up the hill, cutting in a new spot. That's looking down towards the creek, and this be looking up. That's from the top. Got our ditch line coming down the left side of it. Would be the right side of the driveway in that picture. Was grading the stone out, waiting on another load to come up. Took a lot of grass seed to get started on all that. We had to do that immediately while we had it on grade. Didn't want to have to redo it again from erosion. But we finally got her locked in and got good grass going on it. That's our ditch line. There's a view from the top looking down the driveway. We're up at the top now, getting ready to clean the pond out. That pond was neglected. It leaked, had a lot of trees. It was just all growed up. It only had about a foot of water in it. All the trees were growing up on the dam and causing it to leak, so we just took them all out. Cleaned it completely up. I got down in there with an excavator, dug the bottom out, repacked it, dug rocks out of the back of the dam, repacked everything in, reshaped the dam up, Added more dirt to it. You'll see in the pictures coming up afterward, what it looks like now. That's the driveway down there before it makes the last turn up the hill to where the house is built. Put a lot of hours on that little excavator. It was a very handy piece of equipment. Couldn't do it without it. I'm getting ready to get out onto the actual pond dam. It's hard to see in the video, but it's a little narrow dam. I'm up there on top of it now, cleaning the trees off the top. And some of the biggest cedar trees on the property was on the backside of that dam. That's a big willow tree that was on the very top of the dam. I think that was the major part of the leak. This is below the dam. That's looking down towards the hill in the driveway. There's the big willow tree. I dug it up and pushed it over, chopped it up and burned it. That was a big tree for that little excavator. We got her down. Timber. That's down in the pond. I'm down in it, scraping it out. There it is. It's getting a little cleaner. We left one oak tree on the high side. There it is after I've dug it all out and reshaped it and cleaned it. There's what it looks like now. Here's all the grass we planted. Acres of that stuff. We're sure glad we did, though. Beautiful. We love it. We got a nice view down the hill now. Good yard established. No more erosion. Everyone have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.